welcome back to our channel. My name is Sarah, and this is our channel, Rich and Sarah Learning as We Grow. We're already YouTubers. You guys know that if you're already subscribed. But this video is kind of going to be a little bit different and unusual than most of our videos. And that is because this video is a homework assignment for my school. So if you guys have been watching our channel for a little bit, then you know that I am working on my doctorate in education at Liberty University. And this semester, I am taking a course on issues and trends in learning and technology, and I am so excited and thrilled to be in this course because I love technology. I obviously have a passion for learning and education, and so I love the idea of blending the two. This assignment is to film ourselves teaching something to others. And so I thought I would use all of you as my examples. I know my professor is going to come and look at this video here on our channel, and so for the rest of you, I thought it could be kind of interesting as well. So today I'm going to teach you how to read a book to a young child. Now I know you're probably thinking, like, how hard can it be? You pick up a book, you sit down a child, and you read to them. But there are a few key things and elements that actually really help a child retain the reading information and the book that you're actually reading to them. I'm a mom of 3 young children. You guys know that. I have 3 little boys ages 7, 5, and 5 because we have twins, and we homeschool, and so reading is something that happens on a daily basis, and it is a lifelong skill to create a lifelong learner. So it's important to constantly read to your children and to read yourself. Let your children see you reading around them, and read lots of picture books to them at all ages. My 7-year-old still loves to have picture books read to him. I still love to have picture books read to me or to read a good picture book. So let's jump right in on how to read a book to your child. It's important to have a nice, beautifully displayed bookshelf or cozy reading area for your kids. This is in our schoolroom, and so we have all different kinds of picture books, and we have a little cat. Our cat sleeps there, and we have a nice little reading corner, and this is my little guy Jacob, who just turned 5. And Jacob, what book are we going to read today?
So Curious George.
We're going to read Curious George. So when reading a book with your small child, always let them pick out the first picture book of the, even if you have like 1 or 2 different books that you want to read with them, it's important to let them feel that they have some of the control and some of the say of what you're going to be reading that day. So I always let them pick out one picture book, and when we first get the book, we explain to them that books are definitely our friends, and that we want to take care of our books, and that we want to treat our books well, and we don't want to throw them, and we don't want to break the spine of the book, all that sort of thing. So I'm going to model for you explaining some of the parts of a book. Let's get started. So let your child hold the book in their hands and tell them, this is so important that a child knows the parts of the book before you even begin reading the story. It's amazing if you look at the front cover and the back cover and just even a preview of the book before you even start reading the book. You give your child a great sense of what the book might be about, and it allows them to use their imaginations and their cute little brains and to get thinking about pictures and how pictures tell a story without even having the words yet. Are you ready? Okay, so Jacob, the name of this book is called Curious George Learns the Alphabet. Okay? This is called, do you know what this is called of the book? This is called the title of the book. Do you know what the name is on the book? There's a person's name. It says H.A. Ray. That is called the author. The author of a book is the person who wrote the book. That's the author. And sometimes it says something called an illustrator. And an illustrator is who drew or draws the pictures. Sometimes the author and the illustrator is the same. So this is called our cover of the book. This is the back cover, the back of the book. Who's that on the back? Who's that guy? George Monkey, that's him. Okay, so we know the cover and we know the back. This is called the spine of the book. Do you know why they call it the spine of the book? Because it's kind of like the bone that holds it all together. You have a spine right here. That's your spine, that's Jacob's spine, and this is the spine of our book, okay? So, when you look at this, what do you think this book might be about?
George.
George? And what do you think? What did he draw something there? What did he draw? A lion. And what is that? What is that? That's a shape of something. What is that called? An L?
L.
What does the L say?
Oh.
Ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh. So maybe this is about alphabets, right? Because we talked about alphabets. So now, students, what I'm gonna have you do is I would open the book up and I would kind of talk about not every picture, but maybe just a few of them, explain to them what this page is. This is called the title page, Jacob. And the title page comes after the cover, and it says again, yeah, an A. And it says the name of the book again, and the author and the illustrator. And it says the publisher. The publisher is the company that made the book. Do you recognize any of the letters on this? Well, I think you do. What is that letter?
A.
A. How about that one? You just said O, L.
L.
How about that big one? C. How about that one? Do you know? G, G. G. So if you guys notice, he went right into wanting to kind of identify some of the letters, and that's totally great. So if you guys notice, when we were going through the book at the beginning, Jacob wanted to just right away start identifying some of the letters that he knew and that he remembered from the alphabet, and that's great. Like, the more you can get him involved, the better. And this is, I mean, this is all like schematic building that you're doing before you're even reading a word on the page or even reading the story. Okay, Jacob, so looking through this book, I see, what's he doing there?
Playing football.
Playing football, and right here I see another letter. Your brother's letter, what is that? R.
I.
So I think this, oh, an S. I'm thinking this book might be about something like the alphabet.
Alphabet.
And letters. So the next step is all about just getting cozy. You've gone through what the cover of the book is, the back of the book, the title, the author, the illustrator, the spine of the book. You have really laid out the land of the map and the bones and the framework of a book. And then you've even done a little bit of kind of book preview, like a walkthrough, and you've gone through the book and you've looked at each picture with the child, and you've kind of given them an idea and a way to use their imagination to kind of discover and figure out what the story might be about. And now comes the fun part. Now comes reading the story. And when you read the actual story, I think it's so important to try and do different voices if you can, and to try and make, like if it says crunch, like instead of just saying crunch, like maybe go like make a crunch sound. Or if you hear somebody that they said somebody knocked at the door, it's a good idea to hit wood or something near you and make a knock sound. So you really want to make this experience come alive for your child and make reading time not just be monotonous reading and kind of just, you know, going through the motions of the book. You want to make it super fun and something memorable for both of you. So let's start reading. Okay, this is George, and he lived with his friend, the man with the yellow hat. And he was a good little monkey, but he was always very curious. Can you make a monkey sound? What does the word curious mean? What do you think? Our cat is very curious. Do you know? Can you sing your alphabet?
A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
With me. See, and this is part of the joy of reading, is that when you're reading, friends start to join you. So this is my other little boy, Joey, and Robbie, and they're all coming kind of in here because I think that when you start to read a story, it's contagious and everybody kind of wants to come in and be a part of it. So these are some of the ideas that I have about reading a story to your children. And when you read a story to a child, I think if you remember some of these important elements, then your story time will always be fun. So I hope I've taught you something new today. Let's recap what we talked about. Alright, you guys, so to recap what we've talked about today and kind of what we've learned, when reading a book to a young child, it's important to first let them have an awareness of the book. What is the book? Explain about where the front cover is. Some of the anatomy of the book is really what we're looking for. So the front cover, the back cover, the spine of the book, the pages of the book. Some of the things they might find on the book are the author's name, the title, the illustrator's name, and so on and so forth. And then you kind of want to do something I like to call a picture walk through the book. So you want to go through the book and you want to let your child kind of explain what the story might be about, especially if it's a new book. If it's a book that they have read, you know, a ton of times before, like our kids have read Goodnight Moon so many times, you might not have to do a picture walk every time you do it because they totally know what the book is about. But if it's a new book, like we had never read this Curious George book before, we loved Curious George, and George is kind of like always in our library, but we had never read this particular book. So that's why I did a picture walk with my little guy, because it kind of helps them use their imaginations and begin to kind of start wondering, like, what is the book going to be about? And like, maybe they'll have some pictures that they'll recognize, or like he recognized right away some of the letters and the alphabet, and then we started singing the alphabet song. So the more schematic connections you can make with their little brains and their outside world and things that they've already learned, the better. So that's kind of the basics, and then you just start reading the book and you start having fun. And the last tip is to make sure that you use noises and sounds to describe words, okay? So like, I think there was a book called Automatopoeia when I was a kid, and every word in it was like a descriptive word, like a descriptive verb or adjective kind of thing, like crash, bang, you know, zoom, shoot, you know, crunch, all that kind of stuff. Kids love those kinds of things. They love when you make sounds. They love when you do voices for characters. And so that is my last tip. So until next time, you guys, thank you for watching. I hope this works out for my school project. I love all of you guys for being my viewers for it, and happy reading.